So you got a face for radio. No, I'm kidding. I don't really mean it. But today, everyone seems to have a podcast. And if everyone has a podcast, what's the value? We're not actually looking at that this week. We're looking much more at what you can do when you're appearing on someone else's podcast. Because in this very, very digital world, first impressions really count. So sure, you need to make sure you got some nice equipment. You need to make sure that you yourself can promote your appearance. But there's a little bit more to it than that. Welcome to Weekly Marketing Thoughts with CTG Intelligence, your weekly look at marketing, PR, business development for your business and your career. Please hit that thumbs up button below and click subscribe for more content just like this. Actually, for the security professional, a pure podcast can be attractive, especially if you don't want your face to be the new brand of, whatever you're doing, because some EP professionals don't want that. So podcasts have been a great medium. They have global reach. And so if you're invited onto someone's podcast, of course, what they're doing is cross-promoting, they're collaborating. They maybe want your, universe to listen to their universe. That's just the same with songwriters. But no one, I say no one, not so many people will listen to a full 3-hour podcast of you unless you are, the person in the industry. But they might listen to the first 5 or 10 minutes. So, of course, you want to know the questions that your host is going to ask you, but why don't you come armed with 3 things you want to tell your audience and say them in the first 5 minutes? So you can expand on them later, but it's in the same format as a really good presentation. Say what you're going to say it, and then tell them that you said it. Because today, everybody has a little bit of celebrity. Or at least you think you do. Everyone has their 5 minutes of fame, and everybody can get some simple Rode microphone with pop filter just like this. And hey, I might be making mistakes. There might be a little bit of the sound engineering I'm not getting right. But I'm talking to you this week about podcasting and appearing on people's podcasts. So if you were to appear with one of my interviews, I'm sure you have an agenda. It's not very fair of me not to let you speak that agenda, but some people don't. Some people come on and they literally respond to questions. Come up with 3 things that you want to tell the world, because don't forget, these things are going to stay up for some time. You need to repurpose what they've done, and they need to promote what you've done. But you can only do that with a few key sound bites. And of course, don't forget, pauses can be very effectual in the world of podcasts. So if you're verbose like me, you need to make a real effort, especially if it's not your podcast, because you don't know that audience. So next time you're invited, be flattered, do it, unless, of course, it's totally the wrong podcast. Get your kit ready, and then come up with 3 things you really want to tell the audience. It's going to make your job marketing yourself afterwards a whole lot easier. It's going to make it a whole lot more easy to follow you for the majority of people who only listen to 5 to 10 minutes into a podcast. And then if they are the real, hardcore listeners that listen for 2 or 3 hours, then you can give them more. It's like in an interview. You say a bunch of stuff in response to a question, you pause. Would you like to know more? It's not a bluff game. They either want you to know, or want you to tell them more, or they decided, no, actually, you've told us enough, but you remain in control. And we've all done it. We've all gotten super passionate with a topic, and we've all started some sort of weekly marketing thoughts like I've been, with basically a stream of consciousness. I am guilty of that too. That's why I'm telling you not to. So 3 things, could be 5, could be 10. I'm saying 3 things No matter what their questions are, you have 3 things you want to tell the world. And then tell it to them. Simple. Hope that's been interesting this week for Security Weekly Marketing Thoughts. Please hit that thumbs up button below and click subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next week.